everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. We got ourselves a pre-Christmas music show in our Newburyport studios. You know how excited that makes me? First time on the show. That's also exciting. Out of the great state of Maine, Portland, Isaiah Bennett.
'Cause I've been on my own for too long. You always made me feel like I was strong. The whiskey used to be all I need. And won't you stay and keep me company? Yeah. Well, I ain't seen my kids in 2 weeks. I ain't had a call back in over 3. So let's just lay on down, babe, not even speak. And won't you stay and keep me company? 'Cause I'm a lonely, lonely man in a big old lonely world. And I've been down a damn hot hand, but I won't fall. You may not lie, just what you see. But won't you stay here and keep me company? Yeah. I used to walk around town with my head held high, and I'll be the one people look in the eye. But I'm sorry, baby, she took what's left of me. Won't you stay? 'Cause I'm a lonely, lonely man in a big old lonely world. I've been down a damn hard hand, but I won't fall, no. You may not lie, just what you see. But won't you stay here and keep me company? You stay. Ooh, you may not lie, that's what you see. Won't you stay and keep me company? Baby, won't you stay and keep me company?
You. Isaiah Bennett, welcome to Newburyport, my friend.
Thank you.
How are you, man? Beautiful.
Good dude. Good to see you again.
Courageous. Yeah. Going for the falsettos. Early in the afternoon for you. Nice going, man. Sound great.
Yeah, thanks.
Good. That actually reminds me of the first time I saw you. I think I met you in Portsmouth one night way back. I don't know if you remember it. Good, yeah. And I think I remember walking down the street and I didn't know who was playing there. Yeah. I do know, I think I was with a mutual friend, Steve Dennis.
Steve, yeah.
And about that, I said, who is that?
I don't know if it was Steve or Alex at first. I was trying to remember if it was or Alex Anthony, but it was Steve. Yeah,
it might have been. It could have been either one, but I think I remember. I think Steve. I remember telling me, "Oh, he's great." And it's caught my ear right from the street.
Steve's a good dude.
Yeah, I love those moments though when you hear a voice you like, and you like gotta go see that.
Yeah, for sure. It's always a fun spot to. Rep
sure. There you go. Absolutely.
Like 100 T-shirts from them.
I take it you have free T-shirts.
Yeah. I've been playing there for like 6 years.
Have you?
Almost since they started.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Alex Anthony as well, and a bunch of other great musicians.
Newburyport boy, Alex Anthony.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember that night. We sat outside and talked for a while, and I'm like, oh, dude.
I love those moments.
Kindred souls.
It catches your attention right on the street. It was great. So, That's so you're playing out a lot, obviously.
Yeah. I do a lot of weddings and private parties, which kind of take up a lot of my summers, fall time, springtime. And, I play at the Goat every Tuesday and Thursday, and then I book for another.
Always the same one?
Yeah,
Portsmouth?
Always the Portsmouth one. I used to do the one in Hampton a bunch on Sunday nights. and I played the Manchester one for like some bigger like opener shows.
There's one coming here now too, right?
Yeah.
Newburyport's getting a new bar.
I think pretty soon.
Yeah, I know. I've been here. I feel like I've been hearing that for 6 months, but
it's a little time.
we have to figure it out. When is that actually opening? But no.
But it's a great spot. I've been doing it. It's it's every Tuesday and Thursday, so it's so it's a lot of the same people. It's so many great regulars there, but also so many amazing people that are coming from all around the country, all around the world. To hang for the night.
Yeah, well, Portsmouth, you get that combo of regulars, like you said, but it's also such a great touristy town. Like, I love driving up there just to walk around Portsmouth. Not necessarily on a day like today where we're getting a rainstorm. That's pretty harsh, but
you will fly away.
But yeah, no, it's such a great music city. Actually, that's why I was excited about the new places coming to Newburyport, because it's like it's such a beautiful walking city here. I just wish there was just a little bit more of that Portsmouth feel of like, let's go watch some live music somewhere. You know,
what's here? What do you guys have here?
There's like a good bar scene. It's just not always like places have like tried music for a little bit and then go away from it. I don't know if that's money reasons or whatever. I mean, probably if I had to guess, but you
have to invest into the music.
You do, and
good music,
you've probably found that like the people that. The families of places that like go all in on music, like they go all in and they don't go away from it.
Absolutely, and they're super passionate about it too. That they're the ones that it's like Reds. They're the ones where they're there every night in the same booth listening to music, because they care about supporting live music, and they care about cultivating that type of culture and atmosphere in their space too.
Exactly.
Where it's like they know every single Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, there's going to be music at this time. And,
Have you played that set, Red Seabrook?
Yeah.
So my buddy Francois, who's been on the show, he plays there. We're about ready to do. We actually filmed it on this station last year, but that Seabrook Idol that goes off every January. Yeah, it's you'd be great on it. You're probably too busy, but anyway, how do you those musicians, like especially the really good ones that come in here like yourself, sometimes they're like, I don't know if I want to do the show thing, but do you have any qualms about that, or do you? No, you love it. Just play
I totally love it. Yeah.
Any stage to play?
Yeah. Oh, totally. I was on American Idol back in 2014.
Oh, the show. No way. No kidding.
Not like so, but like local stuff. Like there's like a shameless plug.
No, it's great. I'm glate I know that.
It was So, but no, we'll do those. No, I don't have the ego for those. But there's so many great. Musicians and incredible vocalists right in your own hometown. I know, like, I'm from outside of Portland in Windham, Maine, and there's incredible talent, and I've been a judge on a bunch of like their talent shows that they've had it at local venues, and
it's crazy.
It's insane. People that work a 9 to 5 that have just always loved to sing. And it kind of, as a full-time musician playing gigs, traveling a bunch, doing over 200 shows a year, you're like kind of get into a routine of like, it's just another show. It's another show. It's another private party. And then you see these people come up and completely, I don't know, like it sparks that passion to do it.
Really kind of lights your own fire. Yeah, that's funny. That's interesting
to watch someone else. And I think that's live music in general too, just even going to see your friends.
Yeah, because there is that aspect of it, right? I mean, it's like, I've had almost everybody who comes in here says the playing part is actually fun. The grind of it is, lugging your stuff around and the travel and getting yourself in there. It's like the playing part is fun, but just the job can sometimes be a tough grind. And like, I think anybody can understand that. But like in those moments when you're playing, I guess that's when you're in the right business, is when you're playing and it's the payoff, like it's worth it.
Oh yeah, and then also being a songwriter, like full time, doing like publishing, having people come in and request your songs.
Yes,
is the coolest part about it. It makes all the the grind of lugging everything in, and thankfully for like a lot of us solo musicians that are in New England that have been doing it for a while, you kind of get it down to a point where like most of these venues have sound systems, so you're just bringing in a few things, but it takes time and effort and energy, as it should. But then you're in there, and then and then you gotta if you're not like incredibly extroverted like myself, like I'm just get all my energy to be out there from being at home. And, then you have to like talk to people and have all these conversations, which are amazing. But then you kind of just feel like it's like a 9-hour day.
Yes.
To
There's a lot going on.
2 or 3 hour gig.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Which is fun. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, that's good to hear. How about those songs when you do have people that ask for your songs? Do you some of them like your babies? Like, no, you can't have that one. That one's mine.
Yeah.
I imagine that's the case sometimes.
Yeah, I've done like co-writes with that before, and it's been vice versa. Like co-writes with someone, and I'm like, hey, we wrote this one song. Is it okay if I record it? And they were all like, yeah, that's totally fine. But for me, I feel like I would be maybe a little bit more cautious about it. I'm like, I love that one a little bit too much, but then as long as it gets out into the world and people hear it and resonate with it.
I guess. I mean, even the biggest artists of all time, right? I remember Prince talking about Nothing Compares to You, and with Sinead O'Connor had the big version of it. And he was like, I guess I think the story goes, he was kind of annoyed with that version. Yeah. Because he was like, and he didn't really like people covering his stuff anyway, but he was like, I don't mind if my friends do it, like sometimes, but like, people just kind of take your stuff. And Sinead O'Connor, for instance, like, it's such a big version that I think most people think it's hers. And I remember Prince being like, my song.
Yeah.
you know.
And then Chris Cornell like comes over and covers it on like a radio show. Everyone's like, it's Chris's now.
I know. What a loss that is. Speaking of great rock voices,
Seriously.
right? It's just like the third time this week his name came up. He's hovering up there in the universe.
Totally.
It's
so
weird
true.
how that's happening. Again, Isaiah Bennett joining us here out of Windham, Maine, Portland. How far from Portland? Just
it's like 15 minutes outside.
You play the Portland scene a lot?
Yeah, I do. Not so much anymore. I used to play like downtown, the Porthole, a few of the hotels, Portland Lobster Company,
right on the water there.
Breweries, like Allagash. A bunch of great spots. But I'll still do like a couple local shows, and between playing, down in Portsmouth every week, and then I play at a place in Ogunquit that I book all the music for. Called Crew.
I've heard about that place. People say it's great. Yeah.
Yes.
Great night out.
Steve, our mutual friend Steve, and Jake, a bunch of great artists. Play there too. So I just get to book all of my friends.
That's awesome. Just make sure you show up, and then this is an easy job, right? I'm sure a musician has never canceled on you before.
Yeah. Just had this conversation this morning. Right.
Almost every time I say that line, usually I just had that conversation.
Well, like Francois, too. Yeah, it's the same thing with
I think everybody
too, with at Reds. He was I think I booked like my first one there a couple years ago at Reds here in Seabrook, and I loved it. I loved playing there, and it just ended up like busy schedules, and I just wasn't able to get anymore. But I would love to come back down there and hang.
Spot. He's like a part owner, but Ray Bork is a part owner.
Yeah.
My old Little League coach.
No way.
It's my fun Ray Bork story. I've known him since I was a kid. Played with his son Chris, and then I met Francois randomly. Dude. So I had to have that moment where I was like, so do you do the Red stuff? Do you know Ray Bork? And he looked at me and kind of smiled, and then I was like,
as he does.
What? He's like, well, yeah, he's my father-in-law. And I was like, so you married Melissa. He's like, why do you know all this about my family? I was like, I grew up with him. It's funny. That small world stuff.
Yeah.
And now awesome. Francois, we're close as can be. So.
That's so cool. I didn't know
we're tight. Yeah. I'll be judging that Seabrook Idol. Yes, for a few nights. I'll wear my best jacket.
Yes, you will. Red velvet.
That's a good question. He sent me the dates, and I go, did you send me those dates? He goes, yes, I did. And I go, I'll go find them. To be continued. I think it's I think we're doing every Tuesday in January, I think.
Yeah, it's like the beginning of the year from what I remember.
He might have moved it to Wednesdays.
Yeah.
The next show, I'll make sure I say it correctly.
Yeah, I had a couple of friends do it. Well, I think Jake McCurdy. Have you met Jake?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jake used to have a little, those stickers he had for the longest time? Most people give us like little magnets or something. Like a lot of people carry magnets. I don't know why. So that before that JOP sign was there, we used to start littering the thing with magnets.
Oh, that's awesome.
The sticker, we could not get the damn thing off that.
Dude.
So we took all the magnets off and the stickers that could come off. Jacobs was there for like 7 shows. Like I'm just looking at him laughing sometimes.
Put some super glue on the back right there.
I was
you ain't never getting this off, Drew.
I know. My dad asked me one day, he's like, hey, who's the guy with the mustache on the thing on the wall behind the players? I'm like, it's a long story. Jacob McCurdy.
I've always wanted to shave that mustache right now. He's a good friend of mine too.
I'd love to see that attempt. He's done some things with it. He sometimes tones it down, but sometimes lets it go.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Great guy. We hope you're doing well, Jacob. We'll have you on soon. It's been a little while. So
yeah.
You got another one for us?
Yeah,
Isaiah
for sure.
Bennett here in the house, live at Drew's house, Newburyport music show.
So I put out 4 singles last year, and they all did pretty well. Like on Spotify, couple of them did in like the 100,000 range, which was
Sweet.
wild for me. I never had that happen before.
Congrats,
This is a song I wrote for my wife. I put a music video out for it. I have it out to Luke Combs down in Nashville for his next record, amongst the millions of other songs he probably has.
Okay.
But it's a love song. It's called Back Porch Angel. I wrote it for my wife.
Awesome. All right, Isaiah Bennett, live at Drew's house.
She looks so good in a dress, but she'd rather wear tea. It's the way she feels the best, so comfortable and free. She's sweet like honey, loves watching her babies grow. She always reminds me with her I am home. She's the kind of girl who sings along to every 90s country song. She sees the best in everyone, that's why I'm who I am now. She starts each day with gratitude, and she never really likes the news. But if she could, she'd always have a full table, yeah. She's my glass of wine on a back porch angel, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, she don't like the secrets that I keep. She doesn't like getting less than 8 hours of sleep. She loves to adventure, getting outside in the trees. She's always telling me she's got all that she needs. She's the kind of girl who sings along to every 90s country song. She sees the best in everyone, that's why I'm who I am now. She starts each day with gratitude, and she never really likes the news. But if she could, she'd always have a full table, yeah. She's my glass of wine on a back porch angel, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ever since we first met, I knew she was the one, yeah. I didn't want to lose her, so I only waited 6 months. It's true, to get down on one knee to tell her I'm all in, yeah. All these years later, I'm still saying the same thing, yeah. She's the kind of girl who sings along to every Kenny Chesney song. She sees the best in everyone, that's why I'm who I am now. She starts each day with gratitude, never really likes the news. But if she could, she'd always have a full table. Oh. But she doesn't care about politics, she hardly ever gets sick. She loves the smell of the rain in the summertime. She makes me dance when I feel sad, keeps every voicemail from her dad, lets me love her the best that I'm able. She's my glass of wine on a back porch angel, yeah, yeah, yeah. She's my glass of wine on a back porch angel.
Nicely done, Isaiah Bennett in the house here in Newburyport. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's the one that's out to Luke Combs, you said.
Yeah.
How does that
It'll
process
never
work?
make it.
Is that true? Is that,
Yeah, it's just through a publisher. Yeah.
Okay, so you're just gonna take your shot.
Yeah, basically.
Hope
That's
something catches his ear.
totally. Writing songs, yeah, it's that way. Unless you're, for the most part, from my experience of being in Nashville a little bit, it has been just unless you're down there, and it's networking in that community. It's there are some people that do get the cuts if the song is really what the artist loves and what they're looking for.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's kind of like a shot in the dark.
Gotcha.
But I gotta take a shot.
What's the Nashville background? Did you do a few years down there?
No, I just did like a summer there back in 2009, and
Gotcha.
My last record I recorded down there. I have friends that live down there.
Nice.
In 2020, like the end of 2020,
Cool.
COVID year, I went down there.
You get fans that you win over there that come see you here, or
You're gonna meet some people, but everyone there. I mean, just the same as up here too, but everyone there is just on another level.
Yeah.
Everyone's incredible.
I've heard that, yeah.
And they're all working full-time, regular trade jobs as well too, and grinding as well. They put in the work. It almost like makes me feel it does make me feel super fortunate to be able to do this as a job.
Yes.
Up here, make a good living, because some of the people down there are just like grinding for pennies.
Do you remember that moment where you said, all right, Isaiah, look in the mirror, you're like, we're going to make the full jump to music like that? Because everybody has that moment, right? Where you first do it, practice, you play it a little bit. All right, people like me, can I do this? And then you kind of have to at some point say, yes, let's go for it.
Totally. Yeah. Mine was, I did it full time in 2016. Right before my first son was born.
Okay.
My wife and I got married in 2015, and then
after you waited that whole time.
Yeah. So I did the American Idol in 2014.
Okay.
I got through a few rounds. There's a couple other people from, I think, Maine and New England that got a little bit further than I did, and that was a whole.
How many steps are there? I forget. I remember hearing this way back, but
so many. Yeah. I got through like several rounds, and then
keep calling you back.
Yeah. And so then you gotta like change your flight, and but it was really cool. Just a unique experience, and I got more gigs out of it too. I was able to plug that a little bit.
Yep.
And and then 2015 got married. 2016 had like a sales job as well as was doing music on the side, but I didn't know if I was ready to like step into it fully, and then found out we were having a baby, and I knew I just needed to jump in and kind of fully dedicate myself to doing this and playing shows. And
2 years before COVID, you probably weren't expecting that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was wild.
I shouldn't even say that word anymore. Musicians that come in, COVID.
COVID was wild. Yeah. I had a few great places and bars that, especially like the Go.
Because North was a little looser.
That were phenomenal, and that opened up in June, but it was still sketchy because people were out, and I think a lot of it was outside. It was it was like summertime, June, when we first started doing gigs back again. But everyone was like, everyone was pretty like sketched out at first to get back into the grind of, and then like people like wanting to come up and sing on your microphone. That's a big no-no. And
sorry, no.
So that was wild. But 2016 was when I first I transitioned, and it was kind of just one of those things where you do it, and I don't know, the stars aligned, and everything kind of worked out. I met just connections and people who you get to network with.
Were you nervous? You remember being nervous about it?
Yeah, because I was about to have my first child, and had only been married for a year, and I think at that time, even like, I feel a little more comfortable now, but it was just we were getting ready to buy our first house, and so there was a lot of like money things wise, and I was like, are we able to do this full-time music thing? And
how far can this guitar take me?
And so that's why I got into like the wedding scene too, which is a whole other ball game, and it's so much fun. I've been doing it for like over 10 years. And
awesome.
Weddings are it's everyone's most important. It's their most important day to sort of be able to be part of that is
So you enjoy doing the weddings. That's good. And it's nice. That's usually it's, I don't know how the money thing works, but usually you get paid ahead of time, and it's like a little it's like that's a guarantee. Good.
You get
you can plan a little bit,
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the places you have long relationships. I'm sure you've had places where it's like, where do I get paid? Where's the
dude? There's some of those places.
There's horror stories.
We talk about those places.
Yeah. Nobody ever names names, but I know them
like
all.
Corporations do. But most of the time, I've never had to deal with any of that, except for maybe a few. A few like hotel. Where like they have to like pay you, a couple weeks later. But I've never had any issues where they didn't.
In the end, didn't pay.
But there's a lot of horror stories. There's so many of our like Facebook groups for all like the musicians in New England. Of people just telling their stories, and
that's awesome.
It's comical.
Isaiah Bennett joining us live at Drew's house here, Joppa Afternoon Drive. We were talking off the air. I mean, You do a good job. I've seen you play a little bit and mix it in. I know you like to mix in your originals with, people. If people want to hear covers, you're playing those too. But
Totally.
What's that balance for you?
Yeah, it changes.
That's the word, right?
I don't even know if there is one. It changes every single gig. It honestly depends on, even sometimes like how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling secure, not in my songs, but just like coming into the night. If I'm wanting to be as more of a songwriter and more of a storyteller. And then there's nights where it's just you're playing for people, and you got to play the hits.
It's a party.
Yeah,
People
totally.
want to sing along or something.
They want to sing along. Yeah, and
it doesn't have to be Wagon Wheel, does it?
No.
Okay.
Like 5 different keys. I'll just change it. You heard this one before?
You know what the thing with that is? It's not even a bad, whatever. It's not even a bad song. It's just it's like the Sweet Caroline thing.
Yeah, it's the quintessential.
We're just done with it.
That go-to one that people have.
I don't need to hear anybody else doing it.
Country roads.
You're like, and here's Wagon Wheel.
I'll switch it up. I'll funk it out a little bit too, just to, or like slow it down, just to see if people are actually going to engage with it. But I'll only do it if people are coming up and throwing some cheddar in the.
All right, it's $100 song.
It's not like my like go-to off the top of the set. Unless someone's like really amped about it.
I think we can all appreciate that. Really. Yeah. You got another one for us?
Yeah, for sure. This is a song I wrote with 2 great songwriters, Lucas Roy, Carl Anderson, who owns like Anchor Studios in Lewiston, Maine. He's a phenomenal producer. This is my best song. It's about my most like streamed song, I should say. My best.
Yeah, this is my best song. This is the
best song ever. It's a song called "It All Started with Tequila," about some friends that met up in high school. Years later, they saw each other again, kind of rekindled that flame over a raucous night of tequila, and then I got married and had kids.
Awesome. All right.
So it's called "It All Started with Tequila."
Isaiah Bennett live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive.
Cross-legged on a bar stool, I remember her from high school. Die bar, but she don't care. Neon lights on her auburn hair. I've been thinking about the good times, skipping class and drinking cheap wine. Summer nights in a parking lot, man, I forgot how we used to laugh for so long. Well, I started out the night with a little bit of tequila. Now I'm drinking 2 4-1s in a booth while sipping sangria. Saw you looking so amazing, my mood. We ended up in your bedroom. When it started out the night, girl, I didn't know I'd be here. It all started with tequila, yeah. Well, it all started with tequila, yeah. She never was a prom queen, baggy flannel and blue jeans. Don't give a damn about Springsteen, but the room stopped when she sang. Always knew she was the right one, like Saul Lime and Espelon. Glad I didn't pay the tab, get in a cab and let you out of my sight. When I started out the night with a little bit of tequila, now I'm drinking 2 4-1s in a booth while sipping sangria. Saw you looking so made my move. We ended up in your bedroom. When it started out the night, girl, I didn't know I'd be here. It all started with tequila, yeah. Ooh, tequila. You were the one that got away, but now you're here to stay. Why did it take us this long? We'd have started out the night with a little bit of tequila. Now I'm drinking 2 4-1s in a booth while you're sipping sangria. Saw you looking so made my move. We ended up in your bedroom. When I started out the night, girl, I didn't know I'd be here. It all started with tequila, yeah. Well, it all started with tequila. Ooh, it all started with tequila, yeah. Yeah, 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 tequila.
Isaiah Bennett. Very nice. The best song
Shall
ever.
we drink some tequila?
Oh, man. Dude, there's actually stories about this. It's frowned. We used to have, like, I guess we still kind of do. I would say a lot of our team is like high school producers that do this for credits and stuff. So I remember there was one day, and like I felt bad for the person we had on because it was he was flying in from Florida. A cycle was way off. Like came in and said, "This will be fun. Beautiful summer day. Very good." And like had a shot of tequila. Yeah. And he goes, "This was on TV, wasn't it? My bad." Completely forgot.
That's
like
great.
It was pretty funny. Sarah, I don't think was as amused, the boss, but I said my bad. I should have reminded him.
And then he continued to have 5 more shots of tequila.
You'd be surprised how many people look at those cameras staring at their faces.
Yeah.
And don't forget they're on TV.
Yeah. Or they just like freeze up.
Yeah. It's like I try to take pride in it though because I like it because eventually I always say ignore the cameras. We're just having a conversation. The cameras are looking in on a radio show.
Right.
That's how I view the show anyway.
Rightfully so.
So when people forget, I'm like, good. I'm glad you forgot.
And then they start drinking.
Yeah, just don't drink the bottle of tequila. That's all. Sorry, Sarah.
Showing the label.
A few years ago, I'm still sorry about that. Oh, man. Live at Truth's House, Joppa Afternoon Drive with Isaiah Bennett. This has been fun. First time on the show. We've been trying to make it work for a while.
For sure.
This is good. So you made the hike for us. We appreciate it very, very much. It's very sweet of you.
Not too far.
First time on the show, we usually do a little rapid fire at the end.
Cool.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
First thing that comes to mind. Favorite best influence musically?
John Mayer. Yeah.
John Mayer? Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting. I was expecting a little more country from you. But
I got into the country game I grew up listening to it, but I got into the country game 8-9 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
But Mayer for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty country voice.
Yeah.
Too. Everybody loves John Mayer.
Totally.
You got the guitar chops too.
Yeah, barely.
No, you're great. All right, let's keep it easy. Favorite food?
Pizza.
Me too.
Yeah, jam.
Nobody
What's
ever
your
answers
favorite
pizza.
topping?
I would say sausage.
Nice. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Buffalo chicken.
Yeah.
But that takes it to a whole nother level. Simple sausage.
Yeah, I would say sausage.
But I enjoy a real cheese pizza too.
Yeah, me too.
With blue cheese.
Ooh, interesting.
The blue cheese is right.
Never
That's a Providence thing. I went to school in Providence.
Yeah.
Everybody got, they gave you blue cheese with pizza.
Dude.
Like, you don't even ask for it. It just comes with the pizza. And at least around Providence College, which is, where I was living. And I got hooked on it.
Yeah, I've never had it before.
I'm telling you.
Pizza making time.
Buffalo chicken tonight. Go find a good buffalo chicken pizza and go make one.
Do you make yours at all?
I really don't actually, no.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. The past couple of years, my kids and I, they're all like young, 5, 7, and 2.
Oh, wow. You're a busy man.
But so like, we've been like hooked on doing pizza.
Wow, that's a good activity though.
Yeah, it's fun.
Kids love to eat it, so you have fun making it.
And it's not super messy, too, where it's like, like a dish that has like a million ingredients.
I'm sure they can try.
Yeah.
They can try to make it messy.
It's wild.
Funny. All right, keep it rolling. The favorite show you've ever seen?
Oh, The Office. Yeah.
No, okay, TV show. That's good. Favorite concert?
Oh, favorite show?
Yeah, concert.
Oh, good. Mayer.
Mayer, Joe Mayer. Any specific one?
I went to one in 2013.
Band or solo?
It was the band.
Yeah.
It was right after, I think, his throat surgery.
Oh, okay.
But I've always wanted to go, like, he did this solo tour right now.
Yeah.
And
I hear it's great. I wanted to go to the Garden when he was here, and I couldn't get there.
Yeah, and then he opened up for Ed Sheeran. This past summer.
Yeah, I heard that was great.
At Foxborough, I think.
Foxborough has a bunch of those shows where it's like big acts coming in for the summer, and then like massive, like Zach Bryan, obviously, he's like doing his first stadium, and then like Jason Isbell's the opening act. Like, oh, okay.
Which is incredible.
It is incredible, except now like the only place you could see Jason Isbell as a headliner around here is in Portland State Theater.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I think I'm going to go.
Are you, dude?
I love Jason Isbell.
Yeah, I'm going to be away in Florida for that. I saw him open up for Ray LaMontagne.
Oh, okay.
That was a great show as well in Portland back in 2012.
I was going to say that must have been a little while ago.
Yeah, it was like right after Ray. Do you listen to Ray at all?
Yep.
We're supposed to do rapid fire. Here I am.
Sometimes it derails. It's okay.
It was phenomenal. But like I'm like an old school Ray LaMontagne fan.
Yeah, me too.
And not like I don't listen to as much newer stuff.
Yeah.
But it was one of those ones where he played like Jolene and then Trouble, and that was the only.
Yeah.
It was all the new stuff, dude. People just started walking out. But Isbell stole the show. He opened up.
Okay.
And
do you know how many stories I've heard about that with Ray LaMontagne? Like, because I love him too.
Yeah.
I think he's got some demons.
For sure.
Yeah. But I've heard, my sister actually walked out on a show, and I was like, really, was that bad? And like, she goes, it wasn't even just like the music, like they were all these rules in place where like no cameras, which is fine.
Yeah.
But like the security was like walking around, and they were like shh shh shh. and like, what is
for
this?
real?
Like, I've never been to a show where like it's not church. Like,
Where you've been like shushed.
yeah, like I mean, it's not even like loud. Like it's like I'm whispering to like my my sister's husband.
Right.
And like people like I guess it was strict orders from him to keep it quiet. And
Dude.
he like walked on stage. From what I heard, he walked on stage and like it wasn't quiet enough, so he walked off and said like I just won't play Boston if it doesn't get quieter. And like some of the guys, you can learn a lot by talking to the guys at the door, like outside, that work at the venue, and like they were just like long night. Which is so bad because he's so great.
So great.
I hate that.
Yeah, and it was one of those shows where it just did not feel as if he, I don't know like what he went through that day. It just didn't feel like he wanted to be there. But Isbell, I think it was like right after, Southeastern, I think is that record. Yep. Like it was right after
Great album.
That album came out, and he played that, and he played what's the one about the one about the cancer lady. You know which one I'm
You were going to play that, weren't you? You like know the chords, but
she said in your bed in your past.
Yeah, ooh, very
ran
nice.
to me and drained a glass, cross-legged on a bar stool like nobody sits anymore. Yeah, I don't remember what it's
beautiful.
called.
I like that.
But it's got a bunch of cuss words in it.
Jason would be proud. Very good. He was. I saw him at the Roadrunner a couple months ago.
Nice.
Actually, probably. I don't know. Probably summertime at this point, but he was great.
Dude.
Rock show.
It's a true. I love that he's like gone more towards that recently. I'll like follow his Instagram, and he's just always posting.
He's like getting into it with people too.
Yeah,
and I don't even care for I don't
so.
Whatever on the politics, but it's like I kind of dig that. You don't even have to agree with him, but I just kind of like that he's passionate about it. Like he just come at him. He's like, I'm forever never listening to you. Awesome, man, that'll be great. Plenty of room for the next person. Like
exactly.
It's like I just love that I don't care attitude.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
well,
funny.
that's like Tyler Childers too.
Another great one, right?
Yeah, like when he came out with that, and people were like, "Oh, I thought you were this way," and then he's like, "I've always been this way." And
have you found, because you got that country voice, like you're like Luke? I guess Luke Combs is kind of who you sent that song to, is kind of in that new wave. There's like a new wave of country artists like Zach Bryan, Childers, like that aren't. There was a period of time where I wasn't into like the country that was being done, or at least that I was hearing all the time.
Yeah.
And I won't name names, but like what it is. A lot of that radio stuff, and then it's like I listened to Zach Bryan. I was this guy's a great songwriter.
Phenomenal.
Tyler Childers, like awesome. He got everything. Yeah. How is he not a star? And then sure enough, he became a star.
He became a star. Yeah.
But,
there's a bunch of them like Charles Wesley Godwin.
Yeah.
Open up for Zach Bryan.
Yep. Did you go to that show?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't seen. I would love to go. I think he's doing Fenway. Is it Fenway or Foxborough?
Foxborough.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's the Isbell show. Yeah. I saw Harding too. My cousin took me to that. He's great too.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah. Show,
Ernest as well is another one of those.
Yep.
Like just good songwriters that also put on a show. But Hardy's like he like blends good like more alternative rock.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, there's I think there was a pressure for a lot of us in like the kind of country world to really just put out like the pop singles and maybe I just felt that on my own, just to like, these are the ones that are going to get streamed. So I did a lot of those in the past couple of years. Yeah. And not that I say that I don't love them, but I love singer-songwriters.
Yeah.
I love a good story more than anything in something that has a steel guitar in it.
Exactly.
Without it having to be as crazy hooky, but like you could resonate with a song. You're like, oh, I'm gonna play that one over and over again.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that I love to write, and then I just get too afraid to record.
Exactly. I know that.
That makes sense.
No, it completely makes sense. Those worlds can collide too. Like it's funny. I see like, for instance, like Zach Bryan. I've really gotten into it over the last year, and like I'm a big. Actually, you dropped the lyric earlier. Your wife doesn't care about Springsteen, but I'm a big Springsteen guy.
Yeah.
And like he's a big Springsteen influenced artist. So it's funny to hear like that country world, that kid from, I don't even know where Zach Bryan's from.
Yeah.
But like, oh, he's influenced from this guy from New Jersey who's been writing folky songs and rock songs since the 70s.
Forever.
Yeah. It's like, it's interesting to see those worlds kind of collide. I like that.
Did you see the Springsteen on was it like the theater shows? Did you go to any of those?
I went to Broadway.
The Broadway one? Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I would have loved to. I mean, I didn't grow up like on him whatsoever. I grew up in like very evangelical Christian household. I grew up like singing in the church. So that was completely it. And then my parents listened to like a few artists like James Taylor.
Who doesn't like James
Michael
Taylor?
McDonald. But it wasn't on like the regular. And so getting to listen to Nebraska, years later,
Yeah, that's like for me. I've told people I don't really know my number, but if I said how many shows I've been to, it's a very large number.
Yeah.
But like a lot of it wasn't the band. A lot of it was I remember being in college and falling in love with him, and I would go. He was doing a solo tour that wasn't a lot of people were like, let me know when he's ready to rock again. I don't want to hear the stuff about the war. But like for me, I like will go in there and it's like, Bruce sitting at a piano.
Yeah.
Like right there, I got him for $10, and I'm 20 feet away from him,
Isn't that
singing
crazy?
like the guy. Every now and then you get the guy like, he's not gonna play Born to Run tonight. I'm like,
No, he's
you're
not.
You're at the wrong show, man. Like this, and I love that stuff. So that's the Bruce I like. Is that
Yeah, I'd catch like some of the YouTube clips from it, and just was full of envy. That I didn't like make the track, and not that I'm a massive Bruce fan, but I just love
Anybody would love
songwriters,
that.
dude. Yeah, I just
and the
love
process.
Yeah.
I'm in my living room or I'm in my bedroom, and my dad had just yelled at me and told me to rip my guitar out of my hands, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's like a short. It's like it's a movie you're watching.
It is. Yeah.
With a single player right there in front of you, watching their whole set go on. It's incredible.
It's crazy. There you go. So that's rapid fire. Sometimes it derails like that.
Love it.
Very good. Isaiah Bennett, man, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for making the drive from Maine to the Newburyport studios here. It was very sweet of you. Where can people find your music? Instagram, whatever you want to say?
Instagram, just Isaiah W. Bennett. Facebook, Isaiah Bennett. And then Isaiah Bennett on Spotify.
All right. Playing the Go to New Hampshire and a bunch of other places around. Go find them on the schedule and go have some fun with a fun night out with Isaiah. Want to bring us home with one?
For sure, yeah, if that's cool.
Yeah, love
it. Is it cool if it's a new one?
Sure, man. I would love new ones.
Have you had? I might just grab the
The what?
The lyrics. It's we're about to record. Have you had,
it's very new.
Have you had April Cushman on the show? Do you know April?
I don't think I do know April.
She's getting big. She's from New Hampshire.
Okay.
She's a phenomenal artist. Yeah, dude, she's absolutely incredible. You should have her on. She sings a lot of she just sang the Patriots national anthem.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, if I only knew somebody who might know her, maybe we could have her on. Is she from Maine?
She's from Swansea, New Hampshire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not too far.
Oh, she's phenomenal. You would love her.
We'll see you soon.
I always love to plug my friends.
There you go. It's very sweet of you.
But we wrote this song about, it's called Childhood Home. Just about, not necessarily, it's about going back to your childhood home, the nostalgia that comes from it too, of remembering who you were back then, the innocence of that.
Awesome. All right, good. Thank you to May Power producing the show, Sarah Hayden, the boss, Ryan Rothberg, our small but mighty team here in Newburyport. My name is Drew Moholland, live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Thank you, Isaiah Bennett.
Every now and then I drive past the exit, the one that I took 1,000 times. A mile up from there was a lake I learned to swim in, and a store with a broken open sign. Turning in the driveway, it felt just like a mansion. Jet black shutters, building 63. With a garden in the backyard, tulips in the spring, a tie hanging from that old oak tree. So the older I get, I look back. When you were a kid, time is on your side. You don't think about it flying by. I got pictures on the wall in a place I call my own, but nothing feels the same as your childhood home. Picture mama in the kitchen, dad's out in the yard, the smell of honey chicken and the smoke from his cigar. Dinner on the table at 6 every night, 7 days a week, when everything felt right. When you're a kid, time is on your side. You don't think about flying by. Now I got pictures on the wall in a place I call my own, yeah, but nothing feels the same. Yeah, nothing feels the same. Nothing feels the same as your childhood home. Yeah, childhood home. Now I know what my little girl will say when she looks back one day. She'll say, when I was a kid, time was on my side. I didn't think better flying by. I got pictures on the wall in a place I call my own, but nothing feels the same. Yeah, nothing feels the same. Nothing feels the same like your childhood home.